So what we're going to do now is remove all references to count from our project and try to create a clean starting point to our tutorial that we can then push up onto GitHub. The goal of this is to have a starting point that you can reuse in the future when we work on other tutorials. As well as if you make a mistake during this tutorial, you'll be able to fall back and, clone. You'll be able to clone the starting point and be able to have a fresh start. So let's jump right into cleaning up some of our files here. Okay, starting from the landing page here, what we're going to remove is everything but this is the landing page and the login button. We can remove this stuff here, remove these imports, so that'll be it for the landing page contents. Then for the home page contents here, we've got a lot to get rid of, so we'll start from the sign out button here. We'll just highlight everything up until this is the home page, and we will remove that. We will remove all of our mutations here, and let's make sure that we remove all of the corresponding imports. So that's all that the home page contents needs to look like. Great. Next up, we can probably go to our schema and remove count. That'll cause a lot of issues. We can delete this counts.ts. We don't need this anymore. Remove that. Let's look for count in our project and see where we have left over. Oh, we have them in our pages. So in our home page, we can remove this. And honestly, we can keep the rest. We don't need this just yet. For the landing page, don't know if you're really going to be doing a lot of API calls in the landing page, so we'll probably just remove everything. I don't think that you'll necessarily need it. You know what? I'm just going to leave it just in case. There's no problem with leaving it. Great. So that's all you need to remove from the landing page there. Let's go back to the search and see if there's any other counts. Everything looks to be an account or was in what's needed to update the database. So I can say that you can either go into your project here in Neon and just drop the table. You can delete this whole project and just create a whole new one for our starting point. Or you can go in and do npx drizzle kit generate. Then after generating, we can do npx drizzle kit push. So great, our changes have been applied. So let's jump real quick over to Neon here. And take note that there's no more count table. Wonderful. All right, after we're done with all the database stuff, one of the last things that we can do before we finish our starting point here is to remove all of these files from public. We don't really use them throughout our project, so we don't need them. We'll be adding a lot of our own images to the public folder anyways, so don't have to worry about these. So make sure that you delete all of them. Now what we're going to do is just run npm run build real quick. And, it might take a little bit, but ultimately, let's just see if there are anything that we've forgotten to do. Okay, so in schema.ts, integer is not being used anywhere. I wonder if I only used it for the count. So we can just get rid of that. So make sure that you remove that. Let's run npm run build one more time. We're just looking for any of these little failure to compile issues, just so that when we download the starting point, we can just do npm run dev and make sure that everything's working, no issues in the compilation. So looks like we're all done past the compiling step. Yep, so we're all good. Now we can move on to pushing it to GitHub. Now we can move on to pushing this repo onto GitHub. Great. I'm here in my personal GitHub account. I'm just going to create a new repository here. I'm going to call it tutorial starting point. and I'm going to make this public for anybody to take a look at. For viewers to have a common starting point to use with my tutorials. Great. So we're going to create this repository. And then now we have the URL for it. We're just going to copy this real quick. We're going to go back to our code here. We're going to do git add dot git commit first commit. And these are the steps to push our code up to GitHub. Git remote add origin and paste in that URL that you grabbed from the GitHub page here. Great. Git branch -m master. So now we've in the master branch. Git push origin master. And if we go back to GitHub real quick, if we hit refresh, it is now available for you to also clone from. So to clone it, you would just do git clone blank in the directory area that you'd want to put the project in at. So you can all work with the starting point. If you skipped ahead and just looked for this, congratulations. You didn't need to type all of this stuff out, but hopefully I think that a lot of people learn by doing. And so by following me step by step through these multitudes of hours, hopefully you've gained a richer understanding of how to set up your project. But now I think it's long awaited. Let's jump into the meat and potatoes of the tutorial and start building